Oh man, what an insane day for crypto. We've got Bitcoin surging up 10%, altcoins flying through the roof. We're going to take a look at the certain altcoins which are moving hugely today. We're also going to look at the key levels in the charts and whether this pump can be sustained. It feels like a long time ago now that Bitcoin was hovering close to 18,700 and a big pump has taken and gotten everybody excited. But as you guys know, I have to be the voice of reason. I will be bringing in some warnings and some caution because this community does not have green candle disease. I will not let that happen on my watch. So whilst we can enjoy this pump, I do not want you guys making reckless decisions. Smash the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm bringing you this emergency video. I'm not in my normal setup late here on a Friday, but committed to giving you guys the updates when it matters. If you haven't watched my video from earlier, get yourself caught up on all the macro. I don't want to go over the macro again, but I explained in detail this morning what the macro side of things are in terms of why Bitcoin is seeing this pump. The TLDR is that markets are now starting to see some certainty, right? Markets don't like uncertainty. They don't care if there's bad news ahead or if there's good news ahead per se. As long as they know what it is, they can price things in accordingly and they can decide how much risk to take on their positions. This is how institutions work. This is how funds work. And this is how sophisticated retail likes to work too. So we can see on the screen there, Bitcoin up 10%, Ethereum up 6%. We're seeing certain altcoins like Solana up 4%. More interestingly, Phantom, where's Phantom here? Phantom was up 6%. Let me just find that for you guys so you can see. There you go. Phantom up 6.6%. The Atom up 20%. Cosmos Atom today. We're going to take a look at these charts. But first, let's take a quick look at Phantom's charts. We can zoom in on Phantom. And what we can see is we're breaking out now from our descending, expanding wedge, which we've been monitoring. We've got some really important support here from the 24 cents mark. We had to hold that. Just like how Bitcoin held the bottom of the channel at 18,700, Phantom held 24 cents, which we know is a key level. And why did we know that? Why was that so obvious in hindsight? It's because of the pivot point. You have to look to the left. I told you, we're not Beyonce, but we look to the left and we always remember to look at the pivot point. Now, with that in mind, that also helps us understand that where's the next low going to be? The next low can come in at 21 and then 20 if we rotate back to the downside. But let's focus on the positive news. Where can we now head from here? Now, again, we've got to look to the left, right? Look to the left and you start to see a little bit of congestion around the 28 cents mark. Ideally, we want to get back to 30 and holding above 30 will be really, really important. But I'm going to show you what needs to happen on Bitcoin for that to be the case on Phantom. Let's also go over to the 4-hourly chart here on Phantom and let's pop out the EMA ribbon. Let's look at the EMA ribbon. And the reason I want to go to the higher time frame is it's easier to get excited, right? And what you can see here is even on the 4-hourly, Phantom has managed to flip the 4-hourly EMA ribbon bullish. This is good news on the 4-hourly. This means we can get ourselves ready for a nice attempt here at the 30 cents mark. And that's going to help if Bitcoin can mount its attack, which I'm going to share with you also. But let's bring out the daily ribbon. And this is where I want to bring some reality back to the conversation is we need to look at this daily chart to remind ourselves of the situation we're in. And the situation we're in is still that the bears continue to be in control. And the way we're going to see that is we want to look at the fact that even if we run up here slightly towards 30, that doesn't change the scene. We've really got to make some longer term progress up towards the 38 cents mark before we can truly say that we're starting to reverse this and then we can go sideways and work our way up. Let's now flick over to Bitcoin, because what I do want to show you on the Bitcoin chart is that Bitcoin on its daily is now running into its EMA ribbon. Okay, so huge day, right? We were hugely extended away from our EMA ribbon and we were wondering, can we get that relief rally? I didn't expect it to happen in one day. Crazy single day candle here taking us into our EMA ribbon. But still, it now depends on the bears. Are the bears going to step back up and put Bitcoin back in its box, or can Bitcoin build from this? And the way we're going to find out is by the rest of today and tomorrow. Can we mount a meaningful attack into this EMA ribbon? What I mean by that is, can we even stay around here and then try close above that? That's what we need to see here on Bitcoin. And that means getting above the top of the channel. Remember, we held support at the bottom of the channel, 18,700. Can we get back above the top of the channel, which is that 22,000 mark? Really, really important level. If we can get back above it and hold it, not only would we have flipped our daily EMA ribbon bullish, but also we'll be back out of the channel. So this is a really critical level for us. But it's not going to happen easily. And the reason I know that, this is a channel we've been in for a very long time. Look at this channel. We came back in here, got rejected, finally broke back out, came back in. Went, tried to go, came back in. And now we're struggling back in this pattern again, okay? So we know that this 22 level is important, and then 24,000 here. Now, let's take a look at that. So that's what we need to see on the daily. So anything below the daily time frame, so like the 4-hourly time frame, looks fantastic, right? It looks really good, and it's good news. Let's celebrate it because we're above our 4-hourly EMA ribbon. Now, even on the 4-hourly, guys, do not get surprised if these kind of green candles don't just keep going, right? It's normal to come back down and test your 4-hourly EMA ribbon as well. Call off a little bit, lower highs, higher lows, higher highs, and start working your way through that 22,000 mark. Do not be surprised to see that. That's perfectly healthy. But more focus needs to be brought on the daily EMA ribbon. And can we finally, on this daily EMA ribbon, start trying to break it to the upside? That is what we want to get focused on here. Even more better is the longer term. Can we create this double bottom pattern? This is what we've been monitoring here, guys. This is what I spoke about this morning and a few days ago as well. Our route out of this mess for Bitcoin is to finish this double bottom pattern on the weekly time frame. But in order to do that, there's a whole bunch of key levels we need to work through. The first one I just shared with you, get to 22,000. That's that green line here. But even that green line here does not fulfill completely the W pattern, right? The neckline of the W comes up to this level, which is that 24,500 level mark. Just where my cursor is, not where the yellow line is exactly, where my cursor is at 24.5, okay? This is where we need to focus on. If we can work our way back up towards there, then we have a nice W with a neckline, and then things get interesting, because if you take the measured move of the neckline, that's going to take you well into your weekly EMA ribbon, and that can be the path for Bitcoin to recover itself. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There is a long way to go. Yes, we reclaimed our hourly EMA ribbon. Yes, we've reclaimed our 4-hourly EMA ribbon, but we haven't got our daily, and by no stretch of the imagination have we got our weekly yet. But what is more positive is that the landscape is looking a little bit more okay, right? In that the markets can now see that things are starting to sort themselves out. They're starting to feel that inflation can get better. They got the positive PPI reading from China showing inflation came back down to 2%. I'm not sure if the market's reading too much into that, because obviously there's some lack of reliability on Chinese data, but the proof is going to be in the pudding. September the 13th, next week, we're 4 days away from our next CPI reading. If that comes to the downside and we have 2 consecutive months showing CPI trending in the right direction, this is good news. Remember, go watch my video from earlier. I explained exactly what we're expecting with CPI readings, what we're expecting from the FOMC in terms of rate hike, and when that could signal the bottom for the markets. Okay, so that's what we're looking out for. Let's also take a look at a few of these other altcoins. As I promised you guys, huge day here on Cosmos Atom, guys. Let's go to the daily, and you can see how big a daily candlestick this is, nicely above its EMA ribbon and setting itself up for a nice move to the upside. So really positive day here for Cosmos. Also, we've seen Phantom. Let's take a look also at Ethereum. Nice strong day here, 5.6%. And we are seeing altcoins have positive days today. And this is the clue that you need to be looking for now. If you're going down the list and your altcoin is not pumping today, it doesn't need to pump more than Bitcoin, right? It's a positive Bitcoin dominance day, 3.5% up on Bitcoin dominance today. So this is Bitcoin's day, right? All this whole time, altcoins were continuing to show strength. And this is very unusual. During a bear market, you expect money to flow to Bitcoin. But this just goes to show how much retail interest and diamond hands are in the market. People are buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip. They're like, no, we've seen Bitcoin do this before. We're going to be smarter this cycle. We're going to do even better. And that is why this bear market is taking so long. It's so long, so drawn out, so painful, because retail investors are getting smarter and smarter with each cycle, and therefore it becomes harder for the whales and institutions who want to buy in at cheaper prices to shake you guys out. But you're not going to get shaken out, are you guys? Because you're going to wait for those dips, you're going to accumulate, and we're not going to have green candles, and we're not going to buy in at these expensive prices. So as you can see here, Bitcoin dominance having a positive day today, Bitcoin outperforming all the major altcoins. But what I wanted to say was, if your altcoin is not moving in the green today, or it's a bit sluggish right now, you need to be asking yourself why, and why do you have allocation in it? Do you have conviction? Because on a day like this where Bitcoin is running 10%, you want to see some life in your altcoins. You got life in Ethereum, 5%. That's decent enough, right? Things like Solana, only 4%. We know Solana's taking a battering. I hold it personally, but still, we know they've had some difficulties with the downtime, and you can see that in the lagging of their price. Cosmos Atom, crazy day today. Near Protocol only up 2% today, but they've had their days where they're running. Matic up 5%, but again, they've had plenty of running before. 6% on Avalanche, good move. Algorand again, still sluggish. We know they have their issues in terms of getting some adoption and getting that hype along with them. They need to work on that quickly. Cardano also lagging with Vasil Hardfork coming up just weeks away, rumored to be weeks away, hoping it's weeks away anyway. So yeah, just look at your altcoins, make sure they're moving in the right direction, and if they're not, you need to be asking yourself those tough questions, because this is a positive day. Now, the key message from today is let's not get too carried away, guys. Like I showed you, hourly charts are looking good, altcoins are having a good day. Enjoy this good day. But remember, like I said, when Bitcoin starts having these crazy green days, it's a difficult market to be in, because you're going to be very somber. You're going to wish that you had these prices back. Even today, sitting at 21,000 on Bitcoin, which is nothing. We're only 2,000 away from where we are. But you can start doing the mental exercise of saying, hang on, if we got to 30,000, you're going to miss those 18,000 price points. And that is why it's more important than ever that when we're in these places, you're happy with your allocation in the market. Because trust me, if you're not happy now with your allocations, you're going to struggle when Bitcoin's at 30. You're going to struggle when Bitcoin's at 40,000 and then 50,000. The FOMO gets really, really hard. So whether you are waiting to get in at 19 or 20 or 21, at the end of the maths, if you genuinely think that Bitcoin's going to get to 100,000 or 200,000 or whatever your projections or your conviction tells you, then does it really matter the $1,000 here or there? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to smash up the like button and subscribe. Have a wicked weekend wherever you guys are. No doubt I'll be giving you guys crypto love and updates as always. Go watch this Polygon Matic here, and I'll see you in the next one.